honest, when you look at Kirilenko's numbers, they don't jump out at you. He's a great shot blocker, steals. His points aren't there, but what he's done for that Utah team, they lost Stockton, they lost Malone. They're only one game under 500. A lot of people felt like they'd have the worst team in the NBA this year, Marv.
Yes, the Utah Jazz, one of the surprises of the halfway mark. So Jermaine O'Neal checking back along with Ben Wallace. Here's O'Neal. Miller stepped away. Red. And Wallace keeps it alive. Here's O'Neal. Kirilenko trying to tip it to his teammate Francis. And Miller comes up with it. Outlets it. Bryant behind the back. He fooled Garnett. He thought Kobe would take the shot. Here's Baron Davis putting it up for Jermaine O'Neal.
Baron Davis got off to such a great start this year. Mike, I thought he wore down a little bit. He got nicked up a little bit at the end, but he kept his team in the hunt while Jamal Mashburn was out with injury.
Well, he took it upon himself not only to do the scoring, but remember at that point Wesley was feeling okay before David Wesley was injured. They eventually lost both of their starting guards in the backcourt. Just as Jamal Mashburn returned, the backcourt falls apart.
East with a 57-54 lead. Here's McGrady for three. And Garnett has a 3-on-2. Francis surprised that he had the path to the basket, but did not look for the shot. Steve Francis being played by Tracy McGrady. McGrady digging in. Francis to the fadeaway and scores.
Marv, as you know, we recently saw Steve Francis dribble the last 15 seconds away of a game with his team down 3 points, which did not make his coach extremely happy at that time. But eventually Steve was so exhausted from dribbling the ball, he couldn't reach the rim with the three-point attempt.
No legs left. It was an air ball.
Now back to Marv and his posse. Marv.
Posse being Lazar, Mike Fratello, and Doug Collins. Thank you, Ernie. With just under 3 to go in this first half. The East with a 57-56 lead on the West. Yao Ming has checked back in for the West. Baron Davis being played by Kevin Garnett, who is enjoying the matchup. Davis flips it back. Shot clock down to 5. McGrady puts it off the backboard, and it's put down. Tracy McGrady going glass. Yao Ming rebounded by Ben Wallace of Detroit. Michael Red thought he had Ben Wallace. I thought.
Did you have your hands open, Doug? Looking for a pass somewhere?
Well, Tracy McGrady, we've seen this before. He is so great with his ability to hang in the air and finish. Just a self-pass off the backboard. We saw that, I think, last year's game as well.
And Kobe Bryant's pass picked off 2-on-1. Here's Davis. Baron Davis of the Hornets, who grew up here in L.A., says this weekend he is staying at the house that he bought for his grandmother in the Los Angeles area. Kevin Garnett, right back, the East by 3. Brady being played now by Kirilenko.
That's a great matchup.
Nice handoff from Michael Red. Michael Red of the Bucks in his first All-Star game. How about the Bucks? 27-24. Talked about Utah earlier. Bucks, one of the surprises of the season.
How about Michael Red? His first year, played 35 total minutes, and he's worked himself to be an NBA All-Star and has been the star of that Milwaukee team this year.
There's Yao for 3. He attempted one earlier.
Marv, you mentioned the Bucks, a little three-way trade today with New York, Atlanta, and Milwaukee.
And a foul is called as Jermaine O'Neal try to hit on the follow.
Milwaukee winds up with Keith Van Horn. New York winds up with Nazir Mohammed and Tim Thomas, and Atlanta winds up with Michael Doliak and Joel Prisbilla. So quite a move there.
Coming up, the Verizon Wireless halftime report. Ernie Johnson, Kenny Smith, Magic, Charles Barkley, Grammy Award-winning Beyonce will perform. The Knicks, once again, as Isaiah Thomas has been very active. First pulling off the huge trade for Stephon Marbury, but obviously feels that Tim Thomas is more compatible with Stephon Marbury because Thomas runs the floor.
I think he was looking for a more athletic team. I thought Keith Van Horn did a nice job for New York this year, but he was looking for a more athletic forward that he could get out and run and push. I think the big thing with Tim Thomas is, he's been known not to play hard every night. I mean, if he plays hard, he's a very talented player.
But the buzz has certainly been back at Madison Square Garden.
Tim Thomas going back to his home area. He's from the Paterson, New Jersey area initially. Now he's right back there once again.
Well, he's a tremendously talented player.
Down to 40 seconds in this first half, and Duncan had it slapped away. West shooting 52%, the East at 51. Now this time passed on the long-range shot. Francis had it knocked away by Wallace.
You mentioned, Doug, why New York went after Thomas in Atlanta. If you follow along what they've done, the moves that they've made recently, they just keep emptying money out, so that at the end of this season, they will be way, way below the cap.
Well, what I always said, cap space is nice, but cash can't play. You got to have players. So you got to be very careful. You strip your team down that you can bring some talent back, and we'll see whether Atlanta can do that. Remember now, Chicago's been struggling for 6 years to be competitive after they stripped their team down.
Knicks getting Tim Thomas and Nazim Muhammad. Keith Van Horn goes to the Milwaukee Bucks, looking at Rick Carlisle talking to the Eastern Conference team. Rick making his first appearance as an all-star head coach. He was an assistant on Larry Bird's staff, so did appear at an all-star game in his first year with the Pacers after leading the Pistons to 2 Central Division titles. Rick Coach of the Year back in 2002, and after last season replaced by Larry Brown in Detroit. A bizarre shuffling of coaches with Rick replacing Isaiah Thomas in Indiana.
You know what's interesting? Indiana's coach has been the all-star coach the last 2 years. It's been 2 different coaches. I don't think that's ever happened before.
Yes, Isaiah was the head coach of the East last year. 3-on-1, and Kobe puts it up for Francis, and they'll reset. Final seconds of the half. Francis lost it. Garnett with the intercept. Garnett fires for 3. So it's the East 64 and the West 58. Halftime here in Los Angeles.